10, 9. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ZoWhat show. You know, my weekly podcast where we talk about current events, right? Welcome in. As soon as you get in here, you already know the procedure, the protocol. I need you to hit the like button. Wait a minute, we got the same. Is this the same? Yeah, this is the same description as last week. We talked about something totally different than what that is. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody is locked in. Um, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully, your weekend was amazing. I do hope that. Was it amazing? What did you do? Did you get into something? Huh? Talk to your brother Zoe Williams. Did you get into something? If you did, was it satisfactory? You already know the procedures here. I'm going to roll through this really quickly. We like to shout out black-owned businesses, and I want to make sure that those black-owned businesses get some shine. But before I do that, the ZoWhat show is a black-owned business in and of itself. So in order to get a shout-out, in order to get your city shout-out, your name shout-out, please, please, please participate in my 2-hour-long goal. What? It's a goal. Yes, it's like a game. It's like a goal. I set a timer for 2 hours. I set a benchmark for 50 super chats. The super chat is the $ down at the bottom of the chat. And we ask you to give $5 for the broadcast to support the channel. Hit the like button, hit the share button. These are ways you support the channel. So normally we get around 400, 500, maybe even 600 people in here. To get 50 people to do it is a fraction of the amount of people that are in there. So I'm just asking people to participate, show your love, show me that you appreciate the show. Also, if you don't want a super chat, you can send it directly to my Cash App. I have moderators in here. My moderators will give you guys the Cash App instructions. The Cash App is $ZoWhatNetter. Look at that. It's on the screen right now. Right? $5. We call it twos and fews. Please continue to support. Let me see. I'm putting up this. Yeah. There it is. 2 hours. Shout outs. City roll call. Right. All right, so now I'm going to start the goal. We set the goal. Wow, somebody already jumped in. Herschel, we got 49 more to go. Thank you, Herschel. We appreciate it. If you appreciate the ZoWhat Morning Show and you love what it is that we do, please support the best way you know how. Right now, you hear it. We only got about 12 bottles of this left. He is risen. Herschel back in the game. Thank you, Herschel. He is risen. If you want to get your He is risen, which is an herbal ED supplement. And I wouldn't even say it's ED, because I think once you get to ED, you're in trouble, right? This is a supplement that helps men with their suede billy club. This is billy club maintenance. All right? I'm just asking you guys, if you want it, it's already proven. This right here, it's almost like I don't even have to talk about. Come on, Michael Webster. Thank you. That's two. That's two. And like I said, if you are apprehensive of using the Cash App, which is the dollar, I meant the super chat, which is the $ at the bottom of the chat, you can always send it directly to my Cash App. We encourage you to support because we're going to get into these topics. Jason Jackson up in here already. Let's go. That's 3. We only need 47 more. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Moderators and friends and family in the chat, say thank you to everybody that hits that super chat and participates. But yeah, he is risen. All you got to do is go to my website, MrZoWhat.com. There's only about 10 or 12 bottles left before I have to call and ask for the re-up. Only about 10 or 12 bottles left. If you want, and it's the green pill, if you want your He Is Risen supplement to go out tomorrow, all you got to do is order yours now. You got to order yours now. There's only 10 bottles left. If you want to get them, you got to get them now, or they're going to be gone, and then you're going to be looking at me crazy like, where's the He Is Risen? Go to the website right now, MrZoWhat.com. Order your He Is Risen. Also, Total Package Energy. Total Package Energy. Black-owned business out of the Bay Area. I love the fact that you guys are hell-bent on keeping this black business in business. I've had a relationship with these good brothers. With this good brother. It's a brother who run the whole situation, and it's almost like a family business. The brother done had his daughter come down and drop off packages. She didn't have to do the dropping off. Somebody put it in the car, and I had to take it out the car. But they're participating in their father's endeavor, black-owned business. Brother is a strong brother, great-grandfather, too, just like me. I'm a great-granddad. My granddaughter called me the other day telling me what we must do for her summer vacation. So I love this brother. He's a solid brother, man. And if I'm not mistaken, his grandchild and my grandchild have the same name, if I'm not mistaken. I love it, man. I just love that you guys support black-owned businesses. I just love that y'all keep Total Package Energy in business. That means a lot to me. Instead of buying energy drinks from, other businesses, a lot of people are still supporting Total Package Energy. A lot of our people. And I'm deeply appreciative of that. And I just love it. Thank you, guys. Please go to TotalPackageEnergy.com. Get your B12, vitamin C, pea protein, or energy shots, and you guys tell Total Package Energy Zoe Williams sent you. Let's see. He is risen. Oh, I want you guys to watch this promo from my friend, comedian Ron G. Because you already know what we're doing. May 31st, if you're in the Los Angeles area, May 31st, go get your tickets now. Do not play. You know how black people do. We play the waiting game. We try to buy tickets at the door because we think they're going to be at the door. I promise you, I get ticket reports every day. I promise you, that's not a game you want to play. So this is going to happen May 31st in the city of Inglewood at the legendary Miracle Theater. When I tell you it's gonna be cracking. We got 2 comedians, Ron G, Kevin Tate. And then, of course, the headliner is Ray Grady, right? He's our headliner comedian. Then we have 2 clinicians, Dr. P. McCall Robinson, Dr. Pakoya, right? Licensed psychotherapist. Licensed psychologist. And then we have Christopher Johnson, PhD. When I tell you the comedic roundtable is going to be absolutely bananas, it is nowhere near an understatement. So go to the Miracle, I think it's called what? themiracleinglewood.com. click events, themiracleinglewood.com, click on events, scroll down to the date because all of the events are listed according to their date. Scroll down to our date, which is May 31st. You'll see our flyer, that flyer right there. Buy your tickets. Chris Thomas, thank you. You're number 4. You're number 4. We need 46 more people to drop a 5 spot on the super chat, or you can send it to my Cash App, $ZoWhat. Yes, themiracleinglewood.com. Order your tickets right now. Do you have that clip for me? Let's see it, man. This is the homeboy Ron G. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, what up, party people? Comedian Ron G. So look, on May 31st, we got Comedy and Conversation at the Miracle Theater in LA, actually in Inglewood, California. You don't want to miss it, man. We got the great Zoe Williams hosting, my boy Ray Grady, Kevin Tate, and myself, comedian Ron G, along with some clinical therapists to talk all those relationship and comedy talk. So look, you need to grab your tickets. All the information's on the flyer. Don't block your blessing.
And do we still have the Rizza Islam event? Do we still have that flyer? If we do, I'd love to put that up because that's coming down the pike rapidly as well. That is May 3rd in Compton, California. Y'all want to go show up. This is going to be an amazing event. 301 North Tamarind Ave, Compton, California, 90220, United States, California. It's going to begin at 10 a.m. It's going to end at 6 p.m. So this is an all-day event. And, of course, my brother is always providing solutions. The attack on our reproductive health solutions for 2025. You see the August panel he has assembled. It's going to be amazing. Get over there. Support, support, support if you're in the Los Angeles area. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to crack. All right? Do I have anything else to promote? I don't think so. I think I'm good. Do I have anything else to promote? KBLA Talk 1580 tonight. That's going to be lit. Tune in to KBLA Talk 1580 tonight. Let's get to our topics. I want to rattle through these rather quickly. Kenny Lacy, all right, the young LSU player, pro-allegedly commit suicide after some serious allegations, after a pending court case. Let me just say this: lose-lose situation. No, we don't know why. I mean, there's speculation. I don't want to engage in the speculation. But Kyron Lacy's father, Kenny Lacy, spoke out about mental health awareness and the importance of parents checking in on their kids at an early age. He says, young parents, start talking to your kids at a very early age and make sure they are confident and comfortable confiding in you. Don't be cool with I'm all right or I'm good when you know deep down something isn't right. Mental health is real, and for the most part, it's invisible. Don't ignore the signs, even if they may seem small. This is what Kenny Lacy wrote of his son, who he continues, our lives have changed forever, and this will never be okay, but God needed my baby more than he was needed here. This has to be the biggest pill our family has had to swallow. But I have the love and the compassion in our family's will to get through this. to get us through. This will never get easier, but we will learn to live with it. Check on your kids' mental state. Now, I'm not going to get into the particulars of why he took his life. Some people say he was running from the cops. I don't know. I don't have all the facts. I don't have all the details. What I do know is what his father is talking about is real in terms of talking to the kids. See, talking to your children begins with talking with them and not at them. You have to understand something. See, people have easy answers for complex, difficult problems. First and foremost, the communication style that you're talking to your children with, you need to check and see if it's a toxic communication style that you're using, that you inherited. Talking with your children does not mean talking down to them, does not equal talking down to them. The freer the child is from your unhealed wounds, the healthier the child may be. The mental illness that we're just saying, okay, mental illness is real, and this is from the kid. Kids get their mental illness from their parents, right? Their coping mechanism or whatever happens to them, whether it's insecure attachment styles, whatever that is a response to what they modeled from their parents. So it's easy to say, check on them. I'm not trying to besmirch the good brother Kenny, because he's right. You do have to check in. But most parents look at parenting and policing as the same thing. Especially African Americans. We were raised where a lot of the things that our parents did to us would be labeled physical and emotional abuse. Because in their mind, this is how you're supposed to tame a kid. You got to tame them so they can stay out of society's way while at the same time winning in society. They got to know how to act. They got to know how to represent us. But oftentimes the tactics that were used were basically abuse. Listen, I'm a part of the generation that had to go outside and get the best quality switches. If you came back with a poor quality switch, that intensified the ass beating. Like, what kind? Don't make me go get the switch. Now go get the right thickness and width and length, all that. Then for my group, it was prerequisite that it was at least 3 so that they could be braided together for durability. Now, coming out of my generation has kids. We raise our kids. We don't want to raise our kids like that. The internet, social media has a hand in raising our kids. Do you see? Whatever we didn't heal from, the social media, all of that taps in. You get the millennials who are quite possibly the most disconnected emotionally. And it's getting even worse from millennial, Gen Z, because of the advent of technology and social media. Empathy is literally dying. Empathy is an extension of vulnerability. So it's easy to just dwindle it down and say, oh, facts, or dwindle it down and say, talk to your kids. But it's how to talk to your kids. It's understand, like, if you want to create a safe space is a non-judgmental space. And outside of religion, let's just be honest, parents are some of the most judgmental motherfuckers in the world. They didn't like me calling them. Y'all didn't like that, huh? Y'all didn't like that. But am I lying? Are parents some of the most judgmental people you'll ever meet, especially yours?
I know my mother used to criticize all my flaws.
All day in America.
In fact, the entire parental generation was constantly objecting your flaws.
All day in America.
But we live opposite now. You have no flaws. In fact, don't take accountability. It's their fault.
Right. It's everybody else's fault.
Can we get in the middle?
Listen, man, I know this is a tough time for that brother to lose his child. And I'm not here to critique or besmirch anything he has to say. I'm 100% in agreement with him. I'm just trying to add nuance and context. If we're going to make a safe space within our homes for our children to be able to talk, we need to understand that it has to be judgment-free. That's what makes it a safe space. What makes it an unsafe space in many cases, and I'm not saying it's this case in particular, but what makes it an unsafe space is that children understand, I'm going to be judged, I'm going to be criticized. They're going to give me a negative summation of who they think I am based on the decisions I've made. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why children create ancillary and tertiary families out in the community that feel a little bit different. Why? I was talking to a brother in the lounge yesterday about high value and low value, or not high value and low, no, about high stakes and low stakes relationship, right? And I was like, your relationship with your wife is a high stakes relationship, which may, in this particular case, push you to a point where you start performative communication. In other words, saying what you know is going to work. Walking on eggshells because you don't want to offend or disrespect. So you're muting your voice with this performative communication in order to get y'all through a difficult moment, right? Thank you, A Swift. We jumping in here now. We got 4. A Swift is in the building. Somebody else is in the building. Bad Like Michael in the building. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So I was explaining to him, in a low stakes relationship, and I told him, I said, the example of a low stakes relationship would be a relationship with you and your therapist. There's no intimacy there. There's no, I owe you something other than this payment for you to listen to me and maybe guide me in a direction. That's a low stakes relationship. Like, I'm not going to feel bad if I have to get another, therapist. I might be like, damn, that was a cool therapist. They went out of town or they moving, so I can't go to them anymore. I got to find somebody else. That's a low stakes relationship. Typically in low stakes relationships, it's easy to be transparent. In high stakes relationships, it's difficult to be transparent. So if you take this relationship with son and father, a lot of times kids are in fear of what we think of them because what we think of them matters to them. So if you create an environment where every little thing they do, you're going to come down on them like a ton of bricks, they tend to create ancillary and tertiary families, which is the streets, which are their friends, maybe cousins, to be able to share what they feel like they can't share with you. So again, to make a safe space for a child or even a loved one to be able to talk, the listening and the communication must be judgment free. the mental health piece in terms of, Kenny, the father here, Kenny Lacy, alluding to, mental health is invisible. And I would say partly because black folks see mental health all the time and ignore it purposely. We know, see, so let me show you. People say, oh, you know what? The sex offenders, SAs as they call it, sexual assault, or, sex. They be the closest people to you, right? It be family sometimes, but that same family member, whether it's a woman, because the woman in the family that has done sexual assault against the boys in the family don't get the same press as, the uncle that done touched somebody. Either or, they both get to come and get a plate. I done seen families that push it under the rug for the most part. I'm not saying there aren't families that don't put hands on folk. But for the most part, I've seen us push it under the rug. You feel me? Yes, I heard the YG song about how his aunt or somebody, a female in his family, I don't think it was his aunt, but I did hear the song. I just don't remember which family member he referred to. Can somebody get me clear on that? But YG just made a song about how a female family member, and a lot of brothers have experienced this. So that style of communication that I'm outlining that a lot of black families have, it's kind of like a don't talk, don't tell kind of thing, That's avoidant. That's an avoidant communication style. And many of us have this. His aunt's friend. Yeah. Many of us have this kind of experience where something crazy happened in the family. We tend to just keep it on the low and not talk about it. But yeah, as fathers, as kids, we should do a better job at creating a healthy, safe space, for our kids to talk, because I hate to see this happen. Let me do this real quick, because somebody just sent a Cash App, and I want to shout them out. Marcus Bronson, thank you. Roderick Taylor, thank you. Zeta, thank you. Ja Good, thank you. Listen, if you want to follow them, Willie Johnson. Let me shout out Willie Johnson. Willie Johnson, thank you, sir. Listen, you can go to my Cash App as well. My Cash App is $ZoWhat Netter. Either way, you could do it here or there. Either way, we're trying to hit 50. Please get in here and support if this matter. Likes, share, subscribe, super chat, Cash App, like, share, subscribe, super chat, Cash App. We got Marcus, Roderick, Zeta, Ja, and Willie. We appreciate all the love. Thank you. Let's get on to the next topic. I just wanted to start it off with that topic because as a father of 3 Sages, it's just hard to see a young kid like that just get taken out. All right, Trump administration urges State Department workers to report each other for anti-Christian bias. I know it seems like a weird transition. But let me explain something to y'all. Sometimes When you're not educated, you don't understand you don't understand who's playing in your face. And I'm not saying that the majority of us are uneducated, but let's just be frank. Whether you got the paperwork on the wall, the certificate on the wall or not, many of us don't take education seriously. Let's just be honest. We'll go to school. We'll fake it through school. How many of y'all faked it through school? We'll fake it through school. We'll just get through.
I cheated in Spanish.
See? We'll just get through because the way a certain generation of us was raised was the better the education, the better the employment opportunities, right? You say, what does this have to do? It's a huge fucking distraction. But if you're not educated on political science, this is news. This is on Baller. What is it? Baller Alert? First and foremost, the way your government is constructed, this is the reason why they teach political science. Politics is a science. Politics in and of itself is the management of resources amongst a group of people. Who are the group of people? The United States people? The United States populace? That politics is about the distribution of resources amongst groups. Is it between the Dems and the Republicans? Is it, do you understand? Who? So do you understand? That's what politics is. That's what politicking actually means. The distribution and the equitable distribution of reserves, right? Resources, right? That's politics. Your government was set up, I was talking about this last week. Your government was set up to create the illusion of freedom because the old model of the aristocracy being the absolute power was turning up the peasantry in Europe. That's why the Europeans were always at war with each other. The aristocracy had absolute power. The monarchies had absolute power. Absolute. And because I'm ordained, listen to what I'm about to say. Because I'm ordained as a prince, I'm a king to y'all, but I'm a prince to the church because I was ordained by the Pope, not Pulp Fiction, by the Pope, who is actually the vicar of Christ according to Catholicism. He is the physical representative of God on earth. Where'd they get that from? Ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, because Pharaoh, which is not the Egyptian term or the Kemetan term for Pharaoh, actually believed that they were the physical manifestation of Source, of God. Later on, the Europeans take it. But the Pope is a continuation of Rome, ancient Rome. The Pope is just another iteration of a czar. You say, wait a minute, the czar is the Far East or the Orthodox East. Further towards Russia, they call themselves czars. Well, czar is just a semantic term for Caesar. C-Z-A-R, czar, the czar of this, the czar of that, Caesar. That's how it's spelled. The Pope is the religious reimagining of a political czar. Why? Caesar. Why? Because Rome sits on the rubble. The Vatican sits on the rubble of ancient Rome. It's the continuation of that dynasty. The Pope, right, was ordaining different families as royal, giving them their papers patent. I'm going to raise you up. That's what it was. I'm going to raise you up. I'm going to raise you up. You used to be lowborn. Now you're highborn. You're a noble. You're in the king's court. What the king giveth, the king can taketh away. But the king is a prince to the pope. A king is considered a son of the pope because the pope made them all kings. How does this apply to American government? American government came up with a brilliant idea. And who were the framers? The framers of the American government. Who were they? They were all Masons, every last one of them. Mason, Freemason. What do Freemasons do? What is Freemason teaching you? Freemasonry is the repository of information that came from the ancient mystery schools that was taught to white people in an attempt to civilize them by way of the Moors. Charles E. Grant, thank you. Fuck it then. Oh, sorry. We appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. The Moors saw that the Europeans were savage. If you go back and you look up the origins of Rome, it was by two feral human beings that were raised by a goddamn wolf, Romulus and Remus, right? The Etruscans. And now history is telling us the Etruscans were actually black. But Romulus and Remus were twins. These motherfuckers is bringing back the damn dire wolf. And they got two twins. They got twin puppies named Romulus and Remus. Listen, hey. So again, the ancient Moors said, damn, how do we tame these radical animals from the north? We have to give them the spiritual science. What's the spiritual science? Masonry. You have objective masonry and subjective masonry. Objective masonry. Somebody who actually builds a damn pyramid. Somebody who actually builds a castle. You have subjective masonry. It's another term, by the way. Right? Speculative masonry, I think it's called. You have speculative masonry. I think that's what it's called. My Masons that are in there, you can tell me that secret. But what happens is, with speculative masonry, it's dominated by symbols. This is why Jordan Maxwell, or Maxwell Jordan, whichever name, he said most people are symbol illiterate, but the elites are not. Right? They are not symbol illiterate. They speak in symbols, symbology. So you see on one side, right, the steps of Freemasonry, Scottish Rite, and then separated by the York Rite. You go up 3 steps in Freemasonry. EC, entered apprentice. What's the middle one? And then the last one is Master Mason. My mind, I just be forgetting. You get a EC, entered apprentice. No, EA, entered apprentice. I forgot the middle step. Y'all know the middle step. And then the last step, which is the third step, is Master Mason, MM. I'll remember the third step in a second if you guys don't put it in here. Then from the third step, you can go all the way up to 99 degrees. The third step represents 3 degrees. Why? Because we live on the third dimension, 3 planes of existence, the third dimension. That's why you're taught your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, the fundamentals. The Christianity has the Trinity. Every religious belief system has some form of a Trinity. Fellow craft, FC. That's why I kept saying FC. Or yes, fellow craft. So you have EA, FC, and MM. That's getting you right. You got to go through the U rituals in those three using the symbols. That's the Hiram Abiff piece. That's all that. That's the you situation. Are you worthy to be in this order? But all the other stuff after that is esoteric information all the way up to the 99th degree. This is why Christians, which is weird, you have most pastors, 85% of pastors are damn Masons. Because this is where all the spiritual teaching is coming from. I'm going to get back to American government because it's steeped in this as well. If you go to D.C., you see this everywhere. Right? You see masonry throughout Washington, D.C. in the buildings. Because it matters. This is why the Moors said we got to raise up the Europeans. There's a concept in Masonry called apotheosis. Apotheosis is a Greek and Latin term for rising to God level. Rising up to the level of God. Being raised to God level, apotheosis. Just being fancy, that's the same shit as moksha for the Buddhist, which is enlightenment. That's the same thing. Listen, the humanist in psychology, Abraham Maslow, created what? Y'all remember Maslow? Pyramid, hierarchy of needs. At the top is self-actualization. But before you can get to self-actualization, you have to fucking satiate the fear of not having a sandwich. The bottom level is food, clothes, and shelter. $33 and a third, 33 and that's just the Master Mason degree. Jesus died at 33. It's all there. Do you see? Our government is predicated on this. The masses, which represents the unlearned, ignorant, stupid motherfuckers. Yes, that's how the elites saw you. These are animals. Whether they live free or not, these are fucking ravenous beasts. What was the quote we put up last week? The quote we put up last week that talked about the poor murdering the wealthy by Napoleon. And was saying this is why religion is in place. Religion is a spiritual limiter. Government is a social limiter. Why is religion a spiritual limiter? Because if you reached moksha, if you reached enlightenment, you can't be governed. So the whole mindfuck, the whole psyop is this. Let's create a government. This is all psychology. This is all philosophy. Let's create a government that feels or that has an environment that feels free, but actually is not free. And they don't mind double talking. Somebody told you talking straight was the most effective way. They lied to you. Because if you can only talk straight, that means you lack perspective. That means you're a black and white thinker. See, they understood this. They understood the Kabbalion, the 7 principles. Everything in the 7 principles is a manifestation of duality. Whether it's gender, duality. Whether it's vibration, duality. Whether it's rhythm, duality. If you look up the 7 principles of Hermetic law, it represents duality, polar opposite, polarity, All of it. So they understood we have to create an environment that, listen to what I'm about to say, the governed will give us consent to govern them. Remember, King George was viewed as a tyrant, as a radical who didn't stand on his principles and allow these people that were considered colonists, that loved Great Britain, that loved being subjects of the king. But he went against his word. He said, you guys can go over there and set up whatever form of government you see fit, and I'll stay out of it. Started taxing, the Stamp Act. Started doing all types of, then the tea and textiles, all this stuff started happening. Then he started infringing upon their freedoms. He had a standing army over here. They was like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You're going against what you said you would do. The Pilgrims, not the Pilgrims, but the colonists tried to reconcile, because at the time, Great Britain is one of the most powerful countries in the world. We do not want to fight y'all. That's not what we don't want to do that. And King George turned it down. So that's when they started to formulate the Articles of Incorporation, or the Articles of the Confederacy. The Confederacy was purposely made a weak-ass government because they didn't want a central figure as a tyrant. Fast forward to today. People are saying Donald Trump is a tyrant. He's trying to become a tyrant. Well, the way the government is set up scientifically, he can't be. This is why he keeps getting sued by other branches of government. In particular, the judiciary branch, who has something called judicial review, which allows them to review the other two branches of government to see if they've done any constitutional law breaking or infringements. Judicial review. So when he writes out a whole bunch of executive orders and tries to make shit happen, you got to remember the executive office doesn't write laws. That's the legislative branch. The executive office just enforces it. People don't understand that. The judiciary is the religious branch. What do you mean the religious branch? Their job is to interpret law. The Constitution is the Bible of the government. It is the land. It is the law of the land. So the judges, the Supreme Court judges, interpret just like theologians interpret the Bible. With the advent of technology, they had to go back and reinterpret the Fourth Amendment, because that's your property and it can't just be illegally searched. Does the Fourth Amendment include your cell phone? They had to go back and redo it. Y'all don't understand government. It's based on spirituality. Yeah, spirituality is based on balance. Yeah, you don't know the difference between a psyop and something real. Put up that post about Donald Trump one more time. Trump admin urges State Department workers to report each other for anti-Christian bias. This is not the job, right, of the executive office. This is how you know something is up for this to even be allowed. Now, if he doesn't get sued by the judiciary branch, something is up. Because guess what? Your Constitution protects you from that. There's a difference between rights and liberties, right? A right is the government So civil rights means the government has to come out and defend equal protection, civil rights. You got to defend my right to argue, to go to school, to protest. The government, that's what a civil right is. They got to come out and go, nah, you can't do that. You saw that with the Brown versus, the Board of Education, right? You saw that where the actual National Guard or the army, the military was walking that little sister in the school. That's a civil right. Civil rights are the government's job to protect you and your rights against discrimination. That's what a civil right is. Their job is to protect you from discrimination. Them Southern schools was like, hell nah, no integration, none of this. The government had to come walk that little girl into school because that's the government's job, to protect your civil rights. Now, civil liberties, well, they say separate but equal. The judiciary branch, the Supreme Court, ruled that separate but equal was unconstitutional. Why? Because the Constitution, and let me tell you where a lot of this confusion came from. The Constitution is the law of the land, but the states had their own laws. So in order for the Bill of Rights to matter to the states, they had to do something called incorporation, where the state constitutions and state laws had to incorporate the Bill of Rights. It wasn't always meant for the states. The Bill of Rights was a defense against the president, DC, the federal government. That's what it was initially for. But through something called incorporation, or what is formally called selective incorporation. What is selective incorporation? This is why you'll hear certain people say nearly all of the Bill of Rights is incorporated into state law. Nearly all. The reason why it's taken so long for the entire Bill of Rights to be fully incorporated at a state level is because it's selective incorporation. What is selective incorporation? Selective incorporation is simply case by case. So somebody got to get sued at the state level for the Supreme Court to go, okay, there's a precedent here. Last year there was a precedent here. That's why it in all states is just not. But that's what the government is supposed to do in terms of civil rights. Their job is to protect you from discrimination. Civil liberties are more like the Bill of Rights. Why is it called the Bill of Rights and not the Bill of Civil Liberties? I don't know, because they like to double talk. Back to that point. They want to double talk to confuse liberties versus rights. They're different. And you go, oh, see, I told you, double talk is bullshit. No, they know you're not educated. They know you don't know the difference. They know you interchange them just like you interchange the word faith in the Bible with belief. Them two words mean totally different things. When you go down the rabbit hole and figure out where them words come from and how they arrive in English, you go, wow, these two terms, faith and belief, mean totally opposite things. Do you understand? This is a psyop to present the illusion of freedom. Go back and watch, after watching the last two ZoWhat shows, go back and watch The Matrix. They created a psychological psyop that pantomimes freedom. Do you have freedom of speech? According to the Constitution, you do. According to the Bill of Rights, you do. But it's freedom of speech with limits. If you write some fuck shit about somebody that isn't true, that's slander. If you publish it or speak on somebody without facts, because guess what? Fighting words are not protected by the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. So there's a limit. Every right you have has a limit. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is, yes, you have the right. There's symbolic freedom of speech. Kanye just exhibited symbolic freedom of speech by wearing a black, quote unquote, Klansman robe. He knew people would go crazy. He knew people would be tripping. They would see it as incendiary. But if you do a little research, you find out that that's Moorish, a Spanish outfit that the Ku Klux Klan stole from because they're a secret society too. When the Moors ruled Spain, they wore that. Seville. Do you understand? The way your government is set up, based on checks and balances. Do you see? It is designed to limit, or you have liberties. Wait a minute. Hold on, Zo. A civil liberty, what is it? If civil rights is defined as the government has to come in and protect you from discrimination, what are civil liberties for? And how are they different from civil rights? A civil liberty is your defense against the government. It is literally designed to limit the government. That's what civil liberties are for. What's the difference between the word liberty and freedom? Well, liberty is a legal term and it means freedom within constraints. Doesn't mean unconditionally free, which is what freedom means, unconditionally free. Liberty means freedom within constraints. You live in a freedom illusion called liberty. And this is why they created the Electoral College, because they knew if we really put the power in the people's hands, i.e. a republic, and to the republic for which it stands, if we did that, it was truly a republic for the people, Republica. If we do that, damn our influence, damn our money, damn our power, damn our resources, they gonna pick who they want, who they like. No, we got to set something up to circumvent that. Electoral College. Electoral College. You got the Senate and the House representatives, right? Polar opposites. The Senate, do you know they don't argue with each other? In the Senate? They argue in the House. Why? Remember I was talking about the Virginia plan and the New Jersey plan and how it was put together to create the Great Compromise? The biggest and most populous states, right? It's crazy. Represents the lower house, the House of Representatives, the lower house. The Senate is the aristocracy, the upper house. They argue in the lower house. They don't argue in the Senate. They greet each other with respect. The gentleman from Delaware has the floor. This is where a person can come up and filibuster. Well, I think I'm getting it backwards. Somebody check that for me. Because I think Corey just did the longest filibuster. Is Corey, just say it, is he a senator? If he's a senator, then it's the upper house where you can filibuster. Miles Matthews, listen. It's 287 people in here. What it says on my phone is we have 10 out of 50. I'm asking 50 people to come in here and drop a 5 spot either on the Cash App, which is $ZoWhat Netter. It's right there. $ZoWhat Netter. That's my Cash App. Or you can drop it on the Super Chat. But we got to support. We got 10 out of 50. We need 40 more people out of the 286 people we have in here right now. We have to support this channel. Hit the like button, hit the share button, get involved, leave a comment. I want to shout everybody out. Miles Matthews. Yo, Miles, where are you coming from, brother? Tell us. Roll call for everybody that dropped a super chat. Let me shout out your city as well. Cory Booker and beat out Strom Thurmond, who was a hell of a racist. Legendary racist. So the reason why I'm giving you so much context for this Donald Trump thing, talking about reporting people, the government, according to the Bill of Rights and according to the Constitution, this is why they created the separation between church and state. The reason why they did that is to keep government out of religious entanglements. Where did this come from? They saw the power of Rome and how Rome was the hidden hand behind a lot of the conflicts in Europe amongst the aristocracy over there. So we're clear about the common house, which is the House of Representatives. And we're clear about the Senate, which represents the aristocracy. Okay, cool. Back to the point about Trump. First off, you as the government, as the president, you enforce the highest law of the land. That's your job. That is the job description of president. You're like the chief police officer. That's why the president is the only person in the military that is a classified civilian. The president is a civilian, but he's also the head of the military. Y'all tell me, is this making sense? Does this make sense? Am I making sense? Can you guys keep up with what I'm saying? Am I losing you? Because I could be all over the place. Y'all tell me. So, when I read something like this, it automatically makes me think, what is this for attention? Is this to just anger people? Is this just to elicit a response? Is this a distraction? What's happening? Because that's not what a president has the power to do. Commander-in-chief is what he's called. That's right. Thank you. Right? For the military, he's the commander-in-chief. And he's the only civilian in the military, but he's the head of the military. So when you say, urges State Department workers to report each other for anti-Christian bias. Number one, church and state, again, King George benefited from King Henry VIII. Why? Because King Henry had a woman that he wanted to marry, and he was already married to a woman. He wanted to get rid of her. And according to the Pope, that wasn't cool. So King Henry VIII just said, you know what, we're going to start our own church, the Church of England, and I'm going to make myself the head of it, and I'm going to give myself a damn divorce. I'm not going to be told what to do. I'm the fucking king. He had a problem with the Pope at the time, because the Pope was like, nah, you were married lawfully. Yes, that was your brother's wife before he died, but apparently he didn't have sex with her, and she comes from a royal family. Now y'all jumping in. Let's go. I see y'all. Y'all getting in here. Quick, we up to 12 now. Let's go. Do you see? You see what happens? So when America, when the framers of the Constitution decided we're going to step away from religion, we're going to keep church and state separate. That's how this works. We're going to keep church and state separate. But remember, the laws of the Kabbalion are applied in the writing of the Constitution. Okay? Every one of them. Adams, Franklin, all of them, Masons. They understood the languaging. You know, dig? They understood. So they said, all right, separation of church and state here, because we don't want any undue influence from a pope or a church or anything like that. So what the separation of church and state means, America cannot make a church that is the Church of America. And no state can make a church that is the Church of Pennsylvania or the Church of California. They can't endorse a religion. While at the same time, because of the Kabbalion polarity, they have to enforce your right and civil liberty. See how they make it interchangeable when they're actually two different things? They have to protect your right to believe whatever the hell you want to believe, so long that it's not dangerous to other people. Like, you can't have a church that says, this is the church of fried kindergartens, and every Sunday we got to fry up a kindergarten to the kindergartner God. What? So you can't have that in America. You can't have that. Even though you can believe whatever you want to believe, you can't have a belief system that is detrimental to the public at large. So do you understand? The government, this is the separation of church and state. This is why you have people down in Alabama that said, okay, we're going to do a moment of prayer. And our state government is going to make that happen. Well, the Fed stepped in and said, this is unconstitutional. You guys are endorsing Christianity. And according to the Constitution, you cannot endorse a particular state belief. Now, if the children in the school decided, do you see how the other part of it comes in? They decided to say, we want to have prayer, and it's going to be student-led. And the students did it on their own. The school can't come in and say, according to the government, y'all can't do that, because they wouldn't let us do that. No. The school is an instrument of government. It's a part of the government. The kids are just going to school. So it's their constitutional right to be able to say, let's get together and pray. They can do that. And the government, because of their civil rights, has to step in and defend them against themselves, the school, to say, no, you guys can't infringe upon their right to pray. Y'all just can't establish it. That's the difference between church and state. Pull up that quote one more time, because I want them to see. if we're looking at this from a constitutional perspective, based on the powers that are given, the enumerated powers that are given to the government, based on the powers that are given to the president, I need to understand that. Pull up that Trump picture one more time. I need to understand. Does this statement, I want you to read it. Does this statement look like it's in alignment with the details and the descriptions of this man's job? Does he have the power to do that? And if they are allowing him to do that, why? Because a lot of things have been allowed. When he swore in to office for the second time, that was the first time that was the first time I have ever seen a president coming into office without putting his hand on the Bible. The hand that was supposed to be on the Bible was by his side and his other hand was up. I said, okay, are we in for the fuck shit? Just little things to make you say, I don't know what the fuck is going on. But what I do know is this is an experiment. This is an experiment. And at some point, this experiment has to conclude. Just like all other experiments, societal experiments have concluded. They've morphed and turned into other things. Ancient Rome morphed and turned into the Vatican. The Vatican, it just had power over all of Europe, making princes into kings for their particular provinces. Right? This experiment goes on for a little while, and at some point, we have to transition into something else. Could this be the beginning of the transition? And this is all hypothetical. Now, watch this. Pull up Stephen A. No disrespect to Stephen A. Stephen A. is an incredibly intelligent, successful. Intelligent is an understatement. He's articulate, he's intelligent, he's well-read, he's vociferous, And I wouldn't presume to know how much he knows. But you remember how I said, in political science, the Senate is the upper house. It represents the aristocracy. Well, I thought you guys was trying to get away from King George III. Why is the aristocracy relevant? Throughout the whole formation of America and the Constitution and what makes America America, there was a fight between the rural and the aristocracies. Aristocracy. There was a fight between the rural and the aristocracy. There was a fight. You had the federal and the anti-federalist. The anti-federalist was rural. Hey, I just want to farm. I want my land. I want my freedom. Right? That's it. That is it. If the framers saw what the U.S. government is today, they would be shocked. because their whole thing was, we got to put checks and balances in so this government doesn't sprawl rapidly out of control with regards to the power it assumes. You already got the supremacy clause for the states. Listen, when we're in conflict over what the law is, the supremacy clause says the federal government is the law. When they were putting that in, some states felt like, damn, you're taking our sovereignty away because of that. Well, in order for the government to grow and prosper, we got to be able to do that to resolve conflicts between the feds and the states, right? Supremacy clause. Your state says it's legal to smoke weed. Government says that's Schedule 1 drug right there. If we catch you with it, we taking your ass to jail, even if you in your free state. Supremacy clause. Then there's something called the elastic clause. The elastic clause, or the something proper, or something the need proper. Basically, I forgot what it's called, but I remember the elastic clause. The elastic clause is basically saying whatever the federal government needs in order to keep going, in order to maintain itself, it has the right to do. Simply just has the right to do it. And this is what has enabled the government to grow out of control. No, go back to Stephen A., because this is important. That little white girl found out that everybody was related to the aristocracy. Found out everybody was related to the aristocracy. Damn near everybody that ran for president is related to the European aristocracy. Is he related? We do know he's a part of the Divine Nine. Divine Nine is a subset of Masonry. People don't want to acknowledge it, but that's what it is. Sororities and fraternities are a subset of Masonry. That's why when people in the sororities and fraternities and sororities see a Mason, they show ultimate respect, because that's their big brother. The Mason, the mother's son, the widow's son, the traveler. Now, I'm going on the conspiracy side of it. Who is he connected to? Who told him to do this? Who made it seem like he would be a viable candidate just because he talked sports? What check was given to him to enable him to go out here and position himself as a presidential candidate, when that has never been something he's wanted to do or expressed that he was interested in? Why now? Because somebody gave you a $100 million contract? What rules and laws are you ready to follow? And when I say that, I mean, what if he became president? What would you have to do in order to satiate the people in control? Clearly, Barack Obama had to do a lot of concessions. Couldn't really help us, because you're the president for the people, not just one group of people, right? What? Do you understand? This is Masonry. They're not giving up the power. So I'm interested. Is this a game, or is it less than what I'm talking about? Because I could be 100% way off, wrong as fuck, and I don't mind about being wrong. It's cool, it's cool. What if this is just narcissism? Because I picked up on narcissistic traits in Stephen A., and I don't mean, I got narcissistic traits. So I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. But the whole constantly mentioning, I was sitting with the owner, my agents of, William Morrison Dever, and I just signed the deal earlier in every fucking interview about LeBron, and I just finished. Listen, the self-aggrandizement is crazy. It's a lot. You're a successful brother. We happy to see you enjoying the fruits of your labor. You've been putting in work for a long time. And you know, I'm from the South. I had a mother who was like this. Come on, everybody, come in the room right now. There's a black TV, black show coming on. She didn't even know what the show was about, but she knew black people was on, so we had to go watch. So I'm a fan of Stephen A. But the whole people have come to me and confided in my greatness and let me know that I have what it takes to run for. Man, you better you better go to Colin Powell route. Colin Powell's wife said, not you. Come here. Bring your ass over here. There was a time when Colin Powell was the most powerful black man in the government. Most respected. Most revered General Colin Powell. And when the Republicans was looking for somebody strong, stronger than say a Bush, they said, hey, man, let's go get. Colin's wife stepped in and said, no, sirree, Bob. Not on my watch. Y'all not finna. So you understand what I'm saying? Maybe it's not conspiracy. Maybe it's just ego. I'm going to tell you right now, Stephen A., and you know it like I know it. First they love you, then they come for you. First they build you up, then they tear you down with the same tools they use to build you up. What I'm saying, brother, is get your money. I'm never going to hate on that. Get your money. Take care of your family. Set up some ancillary side businesses. Listen, if they'll kill their own, JFK, don't ever underestimate or overestimate your importance to them. Your importance to yourself, great, but your importance to them. Do you understand? Don't overestimate your importance to them. And I'm not just talking about the U.S. government. I'm talking about ESPN. You know how this system works. If they can get rid of a Skip Bayless, they'll get rid of you. Don't get it twisted. Let a Gen Z fly cat grow up and do what you're going to have to leave. And you know how the entertainment industry is. They're okay with the fact that you just signed a big deal. They will pay you while you're at home. That's how Hollywood is. I had a homeboy talk shit to Quincy Jones. 2 months into signing a big deal with Quincy Jones, dude fucked around and was talking crazy about Quincy's kids. Quincy, all right, nigga, go home. You'll never work another record here. No, he had to, he came there. He had to come to work every day and sit there. He was getting broke off bread. The contract was for 3 years. The money was crazy. This is in the 90s. Sit your ass right in that office from 8 to 5 every day for 3 years. That's why if you can make it in this society to a position to take care of your people, take care of your people. And even if you're not humble, remain humble. That's the law of attraction. Well, not the law of attraction. What the fuck am I talking about? That's not the law of attraction. That is the 48 laws of power. Never look smarter than your boss. Never disrespect your boss. Never put yourself in a position to where you make your boss feel like you on some bullshit. Don't ever do that. Get your bread and get the fuck out the way. Because this is a system that is designed to discard. Hollywood is narcissistic in its structure. It is designed to love bomb you with success and then discard you. I'm telling you the truth about, I know what it is. Hollywood is the coldest love bomber. You on the red carpets, you in the VIP, you in the green room, you on the step and repeat. Turn this way, let's get this picture right here. Listen, Hollywood, fam, is the coldest love bomber, but it's also the most merciless discarder. And I'm saying this to Stephen A. I'm not trying to besmirch your dreams. You want to run for president? By all means, do it. But we live in a time of volatility. I'm not saying you're not educated. I'm not saying you're not intelligent. You are. You could learn on the fly. If Trump learned on the fly, I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, you're a sportscaster. When Max Kellerman was with you, we understood that your strength was the other sports, basketball, football, MLB. Boxing wasn't really your strength. It was Max Kellerman's strength. But we saw you struggle early on, but then you got really good at boxing and your analysis of boxing because you learned from Max Kellerman. I'm using that as an example to simply say you can learn public office. But do we want somebody to learn on the job? In a time of volatility. No disrespect. I ain't even gonna lie to you. If Stephen A. ran for president, I would fuck around and vote for Stephen A. You know why? Because he's a black man. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just telling you how I feel about it.
But you said Obama wasn't effective.
No, Obama
for the black people.
Hold on. For the black people. Let me give you context. Obama was the most effective president we've had ever. You know why I say that?
Please.
You're a black man in office. You're subject to stereotype threat. You have to suppress your anger in the face of disrespect. Barack was classy, and he was the best manager. Wasn't a lot of fuck shit around Barack. Do you understand? He ran the government the way it's supposed to be run, like a top executive. He told his cabinet, hey, no motherfucking drama. Don't bring none of that shit here, because he understood what it meant. If drama is associated with, he said he just came out and said, imagine if I did the stuff that Trump is doing. Imagine if I told Fox News, give me y'all credentials. Y'all can't be in here because y'all don't agree with me. That's freedom of speech. Do you understand what I'm saying? He said the most controversial thing I've ever done was the tan suit. Motherfuckers killed him for wearing a tan suit. What I'm saying is, Barack was a team player, whatever the agenda was. You understand? The agenda. And I'm talking about the hidden hand. I'm not talking about out in public. Out in public, he had public enemies, right? In his own cabinet. He had a split house. That's what I'm talking. But I'm talking about he ran that shit with class. He ran that shit to the letter, and then he got up out of there. You understand? That's what I mean. And why was he able to run it so effectively? He signed the trade agreement, that's right, which was later undone. He also, let's just go there. He got Osama bin Laden, that's credited to Obama. He also, which hurt a lot of black people, he also got who? Muammar Gaddafi, Libya. Yeah. Libya was a stable country, right? This is what I mean by following it to the letter. These are the objectives that need to be handled on your watch. And Barack was clean cut, classy, swagger, cool, got it done. And let's not forget, educated at Harvard in constitutional law. Sounds like he is a perfect fit to be the president of the United States of America. What is the president's job? To defend and protect the Constitution. Did Barack Obama do that? Effectively than a motherfucker. And if that meant, hey, I'm the president for everybody, not black people. I'm a stay in line so as not to piss off the 83 million white homes in America. Who wants to disagree with that? Everybody gets emotional about Barack. Did Barack sandbag and tank Kamala's presidency by coming out and going after black men, knowing that black men are the second largest Democratic constituency in America?
So he did it on purpose?
Because he don't like her. It's coming out that he never liked her. It's coming out that he thought she was not capable of being the president. Now, if he thinks Kamala is not capable of being the president, and she's got experience as the vice president, she's got experience, right, as the top cop in California, district attorney. She got all these top job, top experience, and Barack didn't think she could cut the mustard, which is why he was the last one to come out and endorse her, because he's got the most power in the Democratic Party. So when everybody else is fucking backing her, they're going, where's Barack? Because he wasn't sold. You talking, came out knowing she needs black men. When he finally started talking after he endorsed her, took him a long time to endorse her, then he finally did it. He comes out and says, black men, bootstraps, pull yourself up. Came out with what was deemed largely a very negative commentary on black male voters. Who's the number one voting bloc constituency for the Democrats? Black women. They had from 92 to 98%. Who's number two? Black men. From 88 to like 93%. He came out wilding, and the message was not largely warmly received. Did he do it on purpose to sandbag her campaign? Because he wields a lot of power, a lot of force. See, you're so busy thinking all I got to do is vote and then it's done. All I got to do is vote and then it's done. Then I can go on about my life. Let me tell you something, man. I've been saying this for a long time, and I'm going to continue to say it, man. If we don't come together, if we don't work together, if we don't become our own saviors, I don't know what else to tell y'all. I don't know how this is going to turn out. DEI is the beginning, right? The Black Smithsonian Museum. What else? What else can be overturned? Just watch. What up, everybody? Listen. Can I get everybody to go to my super chat? We only have 15 of 50. We're asking for 50 people to come in here. This is our goal today, to drop $5 on the Super Chat. The Super Chat is located at the bottom of the chat. It's a $sign. All you got to do is jump on there and drop $5, and I'm going to shout out everybody, and so will my moderators. You can also go to my Cash App, $sign ZoWhat Nectar. One Immaculate says, if you can cut the people off from their history, then they can be easily persuaded. Karl Marx, the government is best. That government is best which governs least. Henry Thoreau sounds like an anti-federalist. Why don't you guys go look up something called the Federalist Papers, right? And read that. The Federalists wanted a strong government, massive government that had its tentacles in everything. The Anti-Federalists were like the original colonists. They did not want to be governed, or they didn't want government to feel claustrophobic or smothering all over the place in everything. They wanted freedom over governance. They wanted minimal governance. Do you understand? 375 people. We got 15 people to support. What's the percentage of 50 people out of 375? Was that like 5%? 7?
No, it's about, it's higher than 10. It's like 15.
50 people out of 360.
15. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's less than 5%. That's about 4.
That's what not 15. I'm saying we're asking 50 people out of the current 365 people in here. Now we got 15 out of the initial request of 50.
18 would be 5%.
There you go. 18 would be 5%. Got it. Somebody said political scapegoating. Ben Frank, hey, check this out, you guys. We're going to be doing KBLA's Voice of Reason tonight. I have an amazing topic tonight. I got amazing topics all this week. Because I didn't sleep this weekend, I was pretty much up coming up with ideas.
Why didn't you sleep?
You know how it is. You get that hamster wheel mind. You get a thought in your head and it just be going and going and going. Yeah.
What was the hamster thought in your mind?
Man, it was thoughts.
Oh.
Not what was the thought. It was thoughts. And they just kept coming. They kept coming. They kept coming. They kept. Shit. I was like, what the fuck? They just kept coming. MJ Hester, thank you. KG, thank you. Nasheed, thank you. Yo, Phillip, thank you. Lloyd Hinton, thank you. Brandon Terry, thank you. John Gilbreth, thank you. Hey, we in here. We cooking right now. These are folks that hit the Cash App, and I'm appreciative of everybody who has participated and shared whatever they could on this show. Again, if you're in the Los Angeles area, I definitely want you guys to buy a ticket to the May 31st Comedy and Connection Relationship Roundtable. It's going to be amazing. I definitely want to take a brief moment to shout out my mother. Today is my mother's birthday. She died 16 years ago, 2009. Great woman. Love her to death. Today would be her 81st if she would have made it. But yeah, I was thinking about her this morning as I was doing my morning rituals and prayers and invoking my ancestors. And I was telling her, I was like, man, You would have loved to see your granddaughter. She would be your great granddaughter because she comes from your grandson, my son. You would have loved to see your great granddaughter. You would have been her big mama to her, like your grandmother, my great grandmother, was my big mama to me. I was talking to my brother, and this is one of the brothers that was missing during the fires. And I was dealing with him, talking to him, and we got on the phone with my other siblings, or my sisters, particularly my sisters. And everybody just looked like mama. And they're recognizing it in each other, like, oh my God, you look so much like mom now. Man, I see mom in all y'all faces. And, just, it was, she died young for me. She died young for me. So we loved her though. That's what's cool. We loved her. We're at 16 out of 50. I appreciate everybody for sharing and locking in. I definitely want everybody to go sign up to the Love and Laugh series featuring the Alpha Male of Comedy, Ray Grady, KBLA Talk 1580s, Voice of Reason host, Zoe Williams. We would love for you guys to jump in and participate in that. And I think people have been asking me, are we going to do a pay-per-view? Well, that's all contingent upon selling out the theater. We're getting close. I get a notification every day to let me know what the current ticket sales are. Ridiculous. Thank you, sir. Can everybody thank these folk? Code name tip for everybody. Pause. For everybody that's supporting. Can my moderators please support them by acknowledging them? DJ Inglewood, we on a roll. Can we keep the roll going? DJ Inglewood, what up? We on a roll. Can we keep it popping? Let's get it. Inglewood. But yeah, that's what's happening there. Tonight is KBLA Talk 1580. Don't forget to get your order of He Is Risen. If you want your package to go out with this one tomorrow, you really need to order now so I can package it up and get it to the post office tomorrow. I hope, does anybody have any questions before I leave? You know what I wish we could do? I wish we could bring some of the people that are in here. I wish we could bring them on the air. Mike, is that a possible? Are you getting your tickets? Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it. Look, I see Mike over there getting his tickets. Mike, you better get your tickets, man. When I tell you, Mike, it's going to be cold-blooded. It's going to be cold-blooded. Hey, Mike, go ahead, man. Sit up front so we can see you.
But yeah, we can get people on.
We can get somebody on now.
Yeah, we can set it up. I can set it up.
Let's see. How long will it take you to get somebody on? Who wants to get on the air with me right now from YouTube? By a show of hands, who want to pop in here? Let me see. Who wants to talk?
Now, in the future, we should actually create a subscription list. And you got to be a subscriber to have the privilege to be on the show.
Listen.
That's just my suggestion.
Yeah, but these are folk. They already subscribed, I believe.
I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about you get your personal subscribers.
Oh, I see. Old TT. Richie from Hey, I saw Richie from Pasadena. I saw his aunt. She came into the cigar lounge. I'm sitting in the chairman's lounge, kicking it. And dude was like, yeah, this is one of our chairman, Zoe Williams. And I'm sitting in there. She goes, Zoe from the radio? I said, yeah. She said, I'm Richie, aunt. I said, Richie, what up? Yo, I listen, we love Richie from Pasadena. I know Richie from Pasadena, his heart would have been broken for what happened, you know what I'm saying, to Altadena. I know. He man, I already know. Because, listen, man, Pasadena, Altadena is just one of them special places, dog. And I'm glad it's getting the attention that it needs, that it deserves. I just hate that it's under the circumstances. Because even in LA, a lot of people knew about Altadena a couple of different ways. Altadena, Pasadena. You know about Altadena a couple of different ways. Again, like I said before, a lot of dudes would come to Pasadena. A lot of dudes from LA, you know, from different cities, because they'd be like, damn, Pasadena got babes, girls out there finding a motherfucker. And they were, no question. Especially, I'm talking about black Pasadena. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a sister who's a Delta who went to South Pasadena High a few years after I graduated. I was talking to her in the cigar lounge. She was like, man, Pasadena was so ridiculous. She was like, nobody really knew about it. Like, before the internet, like, people didn't really know. That's, you know, even in LA, people didn't understand the culture. Like, it's totally different. But hood shit, wealthy shit, hood and wealthy, wherever black people are, is crazy. But it's just a beautiful town, man. I remember walking all over the city, man. Like, when I was a kid, we walked all over the city, Altadena, Pasadena. All the streets are lined with these big-ass trees. I mean, a lot of that's the reason why the shit caught on fire. But these big-ass trees that cross over the street, like, it's just, man, I remember trick-or-treating. Then there's Halloween murders, where these gang members mistake some kids. You can look this shit up. Mistake some kids that were trick-or-treating for gang members and killed them. I remember when I was a young kid out there by myself with a big-ass pillowcase full of candy with about 10 pounds of candy in it. I'm by myself. Trick-or-treating late at night. We be trick-or-treating till midnight, still knocking on niggas' door. Nigga, we sleep. The light is off. Ain't no more candy. We still be trick-or-treating. Remember one time I was trick-or-treating, man, and a nigga with a fucking wolf mask snuck up from behind me and tried to grab my bag. But nigga, I was finna fight for that candy. Don't you understand me? I'm a candy freak. I'm a fight for that candy. So I grabbed the bag like, hell nah, what you on? And then the homeboy pulled off his mask. It's one of the niggas who later was with them niggas who killed the kids. The Halloween murders, look it up. They have been up for a retrial or a lessening of their sentence. I went to school with them niggas. Like, Pasadena, hood, but good. Hood, but good. You know what I mean? Shit, man. Shit, talking about Richie got me waxing on Altadena, Pasadena, man. It's just, like I said, man, nobody really knew about it. A couple ways to know. Because the freeway ends, the 110 freeway ends in Pasadena. That's where it ends. So there's one way in the city and one way out of the city, basically. You know? Just shit. Hood niggas knew about the city because of the hood niggas that went to jail from the city. Gangbangers that went to jail from the city. They get to jail, click up, nigga, Pasadena, nigga, PDL, nigga, Pasadena, Devil Lane, Pasadena Devil Lane. I had homeboys who was in that gang that literally confided in me saying, nigga, I pray to the devil so I can kill the other side. PDL, Pasadena Devil Lane. Then I had other homeboys that were Crips. They were in the minority. Altadena, Crips. Pasadena, Bloods. Like, people don't know that unless, you go to jail. I never went to jail, so I never clicked up with nobody. And so it was like, in jail, that was one way to find out. The other way to find out about Pasadena, the culture or whatever, was sports. You look up the legendary athletes that come out of John Muir High, that come out of Pasadena High, and you'll see like, oh shit, that nigga played for the Giants. Oh, that nigga played for the Redskins. That motherfucker played for this. You'll see, oh, that motherfucker played for the Hawks. That motherfucker played for the Portland Trailblazers. You'll see him. That motherfucker played for the Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers. You'd be like, God damn. It was primarily a black city. Now, Altadena was still black because that's where they bought the homes. They say 83% black home ownership in Altadena, destroyed. But like I said, even LA didn't know about it. Then, the city starts to get regentrified. Then all types of weirdos start moving in that ain't even Dina, that don't understand Dina love. They not even, Pasadena's a bedroom community. Hey, I got the funniest story to tell y'all right now. I kind of don't want to tell it, but I'm going to tell it because the shit is comedy. We had a whole family intervention over the weekend. Y'all know my uncle, right? Pasadena's a bedroom community. My uncle wild as hell. Nigga damn near 80. Right? He don't want nobody to know his age. He damn near 80. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Please support. You gonna love this. So, I call my uncle. Because he be doing wild shit. I'm a member of a prestigious cigar lounge. I get to the lounge. There's a package waiting on me. It's mail for my brother that comes to my uncle. So my uncle is like, since the people at the cigar lounge treats me so well, I'm going to drop Zoe's brother's mail off at the lounge. So this is the second time he's done this. So I called him. I said, hey, man, this ain't no damn P.O. box. You can't drop off shit to me at the lounge. I pay to be in here. You can't do that. Oh, no, you sound like a military man now. I'll follow your instructions. I'll acquiesce. I said, do you understand what I'm saying? You can't bring. I said, first off, he's in Dina where you at. Why would you drive past him, come to me, and drop the shit off to me?
I can share a Zoom link when you're ready. And the first person that gets on.
The first person that gets on, you can share the Zoom link in there? Yeah. All right, we're going to do this in 2 seconds. Let me tell this story. So I'm like, hey, man, stop doing that. Okay, I won't bring nothing else. I said, all right. I said, then he was like, hey, you should come over here to where I'm at. I said, where are you? I'm right down the street from you. I said, where? I'm at the Green Pony. So this nigga just be finding places to drink at. So I said, Unc, I don't drink. And besides, I only came one place with you. What's this shit called? Lavender Blue. And somebody at KBLA got a show over at Lavender Blue. It's where old people go to chill. I said, listen, man, I'm not fucking with that. I'm not going over there with you, dog. He said, oh, shit, man. Come on over here and have some fish nuggets. I said, okay. I get off the phone with him. I said, hey, man. And because everybody in the lounge know him. I said, hey, man, my uncle is at the Green Pony. They was like, what? Hey, Zo, go get that nigga, man. Hey, call that nigga right now. Go get that nigga. I said, wait a minute. The Green, what is it? They was like, hey, nigga, that's a gay bar. Your uncle don't know. It's a gay bar. He don't know. They know him. So they like, go get him. So I get off the phone. I call my daughter. I say, yo, look this up. Look this place up. Tell me if this is a gay bar. I tell her the whole story. When I tell you, she's in fucking tears laughing. Go get your uncle, nigga. He's 78 years old. This nigga don't know. So she takes a snapshot of the picture. I get the snapshot. So I say, okay, cool. I'm finna call him right back. I'm gonna call you right back. Let me call him. I call him back. I say, hey, man, your niece just sent me information on where you are. That's a gay bar. This ain't no goddamn gay bar. You think I wouldn't? I'm a military man. They respect me. And you think I wouldn't know what a gay bar is? I said, hey, man, this is a gay bar. You better get the fuck out of there. He like, hey. No. He goes, hey. I'm sitting here with a beautiful young lady right now. Young lady, tell my nephew, is this a gay bar? I hear the lady in the background go, no, this isn't a gay bar. I said, how you know that's a young lady? I know a young lady when I see a goddamn young lady, son. He said, listen, tell all the people over there that's fantasizing about what I'm doing to keep them sticks out their mouth. Why y'all call them sticks anyway? You know, he going after the cigar smoke. Don't y'all put sticks in your mouth, huh? I said, what the fuck? I get off the phone. He said, this is a whole argument going back and forth. I get off the phone. I tell my daughter, hey, man, he not leaving. I can't tell this nigga what to do. I'm still the nephew. I can't tell him what's happening. She said, Dad, he might be sitting with a man. I said, I guess he gonna have to have a crying game moment. If he won't let me help him, he gonna have to have a crying game moment. Fuck it. So then I called him back. He said, listen here, son. I'm sitting here with a beautiful woman. I said, maybe she's not a woman. He said, listen, let me be the judge of that. I'm going to find out. And if she ain't, I said, if she ain't what? What you going to do? I'm going to pack my things up and go home. I said, nigga, what the fuck? Hey. Hey, we was rolling for hours. We was rolling because this nigga, and then he called me the next day. Nephew, I want to thank you for checking in on your uncle. I had me something to drink, and it was a very nice drink, and then I went home. It was a very nice evening, and there was old school music. There was no hanky-panky or funny shit going on whatsoever. He said, but I do recognize that if anything was to go down, that you would be the person to call to clean shit up. I said, that's right. Cause I'm with the smoke. I would go down there, whoop some niggas. He said, I understand that. I recognize that in your energy. I said, yeah, nigga, you can't just be out here. What you own? Oh, man, it was funny as hell. Me and my daughter laughed. We cried. This shit was Hey, listen, we got 4 minutes left in the goal. There's 4 minutes left. Can we get a last second rush on our goal? We got 19 of 50. So we just got over 50. You said 5%, right? We got 19 super chats out of 50. That's what my daughter was saying. He outside. No, Unc ain't got no secret. If you met my Unc, you'd understand. This nigga, God, I don't want to say this publicly, yeah, but this nigga, when it come to women, shit. My daughter was like, nigga, he's just like you. You're just like him. You can't nobody tell y'all niggas shit. Boy, I laugh for days, man. That shit was comedy. All right, let's see if we can get somebody in here for the last second. 3 minutes and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2:59. Please hit that super chat if you guys want to support the channel. Please hit that super chat. We're asking for $5 donations, little $5 spots. Please, please, please support the best way you know how. This is our busiest day, Monday. So what you guys do on this day really sets the tone for the rest of the week. Everything else is a little slower. But what we got, who can we bring in here? So you said the first person to hit the link will be able to come in to the live. Let's see what this look like. You sending the link?
I already did.
Is that the link under my name?
It's in the chat.
All right, y'all see the ZoWhat show? That's a Zoom link to get on the show. If you guys want to get on the show, hit the link right now. I want to bring in somebody from the show. Who supported? That's what I said. Whoever supported, that wants to come on, that can come on. Come on, Oz. Y'all better hurry up. We offer this one time. There's a lot of people in here, too. Hey, J.D. Jimerson, M.J. Hester. We appreciate the Cash Apps. We got 2 Cash Apps since our last discussion. If you guys want to go to the Cash App and support, please do it. We'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. How do they know if they're on?
I would see at least somebody come on and I have to bring them in.
Really? Can somebody just click the link so I can see what it looked like? Let's see if we can bring somebody on. I really want to see this work. Truemonger, get in here. He Who Thinks, get in here. Jay Jimerson, hit that link. Put the link back in there. Can you do it more than once so people, because, you know, it's scrolling. "42 seconds, and then it's over. We asked for 50. We got 19. You got somebody. Let's see. It's not instantaneous. I love this show. I love the fact that people are willing to put themselves out there a little bit. We do expect people to be a little transparent. Hey. Music Mount Rushmore. Hey, I see it. All right. I'm scared. Stop being scared. Anyway, can we get him? And who is it? Oh, it's a couple of people in there, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have.
Uh-oh. Hey, B. Butler, Golden State. Tell Unc stay his ass out of them places. Peace and blessings for you. Man. Shit. You got us to 20, B. Butler. It's a Zoom, yeah. And I can see on his computer that he's got a couple of people in there. I think we're going to start bringing in folks on the ZoWhat morning show. I think that's what we're going to start doing. Are you guys with that? Do you guys think that that's cool? And of course, Mike is like, yo, they got to be somebody who super chatted in order to get in. That's what Mike is saying. They got to be a super chatter in order to get on. I think that's cool. We just give like $2 or $3. Nothing big.
Ben Frank.
Ben Frank is on?
Can you say something?
We about to bring somebody on here. This is going to be crazy.
Oh, no. Zaid.
I see them in the chat. I can see it. This going to be lit. Oh, they popping up. Hey! Let's see it. Let's go. They clicking the link. All right, this is what we're going to do. He going to get it all together.
I don't hear anything.
We got to get one person on, but he's going to get it together. By next week, we're going to be able to allow people to come in and share their thoughts. Oh, you almost got it. I hear the feedback, so that means somebody locked in. All right, look. We'll work on this tomorrow. Listen, if you enjoyed tonight's show or today's show, please continue to support. Go to my Cash App, $ZoWhat and enter, or hit the super chat. Please tune in tonight to the Voice of Reason, my relationship iteration of this show. Man, when I tell you tonight's show is going to be crazy. We're going to talk about how Disney demonically possessed intimate relationships. You do not want to miss this. We're breaking down the Disney characters. We're talking about how the Disney characters promote gaslighting, how the Disney characters promote avoidant behavior. We're talking about how the Disney characters promote anxious, preoccupied behavior. Listen. When I tell you this shit gonna be crazy, y'all gonna bug out. Look at them. They online. What up, peoples? I see y'all. I see the folk. They up in here. Hey, listen. The Voice of Reason tonight and the ZoWhat show next week is going to be bananas. Because we're going to start bringing y'all in and getting your opinions on what you guys think about the topics that I cover, the perspectives that I give. And I'm going to say it just like this. Just like we do on the Voice of Reason. You ain't got to agree with me. Your opinion is respected here, even if I don't agree with it. More than likely, I'm going to agree with a lot of the things you guys say. But even if I don't agree with it, this is true freedom of speech here. I'm going to allow you to say what you want to say about whatever topic we're talking about. Somebody's saying, where's the link? Now you're asking where the link. But listen, it's going to be fire. I appreciate you brothers for tapping in. And guess what? Next week, we're going to have, listen, y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for what I'm about to say? Next week, you guys are going to be a part of mansions. We're going to do the mansions with y'all. Oh, it's going to be lit. Next week going to be crazy. We doing mansions with the folks. Yo, it's about to get crazy. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm Zoe Williams. I'll see y'all next week. Deuces. All right. Can you see what we did on the super chat? Because I think it was a.
Hey guys, I apologize. I wasn't able to get you on. I needed a little bit more time to do some technical stuff. But why don't you guys drop your emails in the chat here, in the Zoom, and then we can reach out to you and do some organization to get you on next week. Okay. I'm gonna keep it because I've got an echo and I got to figure that out. But I'm gonna keep this thing open for the next 40 minutes. Okay, guys. Let me stop.